Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Labiba binti Muhammad Hasri, entry number 2015930, and I will continue my group presentation. On my part is the solution for defamation. So how to solve defamation? So to solve the problem, this issue, we have to cure and prevent it from the root cause, hatred and jealousy, as we have present from the earlier slides. So Islam teaches us to beware of hatred, malice, and the intention to harm others. And they are spiritual diseases of the heart whose consequences are destructive to the individual, the community, and the religion. So I will talk about four main points. That is prohibition of unfounded suspicion, guarding the tongue, control anger and give forgiveness, and lastly the necessity of observing justice. So first, prohibition of unfounded suspicion. So Allah has forbids us, the faithful servant, from being suspicious, which includes having doubts and suspicions about the conduct of one's family relative and other people in general. Therefore, Muslims are to avoid suspicion without foundation. And from this hadith, لا تجسسوا ولا تحسسوا ولا تباغضوا ولا تدابروا وكونوا عباد الله إخوانا. So neither commit tajassus nor tahassus, nor hate each other, nor commit tadabbur, and be brothers, O servant of Allah. So from the hadith, tajassus meaning that to search for something. Tahassus means listening to people when they are talking about their permission or eavesdropping on their doors. And lastly, tadabbur, that means refers to shunning each other. So from the hadith, we know that we must not commit tajassus, nor tahassus, nor hate each other, and do not commit tadabbur. So next point is guarding the tongue. So according to the great scholars Imam Al-Ghazali, the tongue is a great endowment from Allah. Though small in size, its crime is enormous. So to protect ourselves from falling into gossip and backbiting, we need to guard our tongue before we open our mouth. So we must to resist the urge to open our mouth before we think about it truly. And the scholars Imam Al-Shafi also said, if you wish to speak, then it is upon you to think before you speak. If you think it is good in it, then speak, and if not, then do not speak. So we must embrace silence, and the next time you have the urge to gossip, we must remember the Prophet Muhammad said, whoever believes in Allah and the last day should speak what is good or keep silence. So before we speak, we must think truly whether what we speak is the truth or not, the facts is correct or not, or what we want to speak offend others or not. So if you think that what you want to speak is neither good or offend the other party, so it is better to keep silence and do not speak to prevent the backbiting and the problem of our issue, defamation. So the third point is control anger and give forgiveness. From this Surah Al-Imran verse 134, Auzubillahi minasyaitonirrajim, وَالْكَاظِمِينَ الْغَيْظَ وَالْعَافِينَ عَنِ النَّاسِ, meaning that who repress anger and who pardon men. For when they are angry, they control their anger and do not act upon it. Rather, they even forgive those who hurt them. So from the ayah, we can see that Allah has said that we must control our anger and act accordingly, and we must forgive those who hurt us. So Imam Ahmad recorded that Abu Hurairah said that Prophet said that a strong person is not one who is able to physically overcome people. The strong person is he who overcomes his rage when he is angry. So from this hadith, we can see that the Prophet said that a strong person is who is angry, but he overcomes their anger and do not give back to the one who hurt them. So we must control our anger, overcome the anger, and we must learn to give forgiveness, to embrace the forgiveness even when people hurt us. And we must reflect upon ourselves, or maybe they have the people who hurt us, maybe they have their own condition, the surrounding, or we must give forgiveness. The last point is the necessity of observing justice. So enmity and hatred are among the bad characteristics prohibited in Islam, and it resulted in bad vices such as backbiting, lying, accusing, scorning, abuse, offense, injustice, and envy. So from the Quran, from Surah Al-Ma'idah, verse 8, that the meaning, and let not the enmity and hatred of others make you avoid justice. So the ayah commands us, do not be carried away by your hatred for some people to avoid observing justice with them. Instead, be just with everyone, whether a friend or an enemy. And this is why Allah said, the continuing of the verse, be just, that is nearer to taqwa. So this is better than if you abandon justice in this case. Although Allah said that observing justice is nearer to taqwa, there is not any other cause of action to take. If therefore nearer here mean that be just, that it is the nearest to the taqwa. So from the ayah, so we must not let hatred, the feeling of hatred, make us avoid doing justice. So because we hate does not mean we cannot observe the justice in them. So we must not let the hatred, the enmity sway us to do injustice. So in the end, I present to you the verse 11 from Surah Al-Hujurat, meaning the translation, O believers, do not let some men ridicule others. They may be better than them, nor let some women ridicule other women. They may be better than them. Do not defame one another, nor call each other by offensive nicknames. How evil it is to act rebelliously after having faith, and whoever does not repent, it is they who are the true wrongdoers. So from the ayah, I have highlighted the defamation point. That is, wala talmidu anfusakum. That means do not defame one another. So that's all from my group and me. Thank you. Assalamualaikum.